Hi guys, hello Nigerians and hello Nigerians in diaspora. Welcome to your favorite TV show. It's Take You Back TV, and I'm still your favorite TV girl, Zainab. This is a very spontaneous, live streaming because a couple of us are here in the office preparing for tomorrow's journey that we're going to tell you about. Wait, it's today now. Oh my God! I'm supposed to be sleeping. I supposed to be puffy in the morning. So, anyways, some background noises kept me from getting my beauty sleep, so we decided to just stream live. I'm going to introduce very briefly to you people around the table. It's not just this young boy behind me. So keep sharing, and you know what we do. Always remember to donate. It's very, very important for the success of the movement. Hi, I know, right? Zainab. Hi, Sunday. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Anderson.
Hello.
Hi, Shola.
Yes.
Hi, Tope.
Hi.
Hi, Sushede.
Hello, Nigerians.
Hello, La.
Hello.
Hi, Sati. Hi, Tella. Yeah. I know he's behind me. Okay, so very quickly, we are going to be asking these people. We are going to be asking them questions because it seems like we all have a lot to say. So stay tuned. It's not going to be just Zainab being the house. Let me start with you. Sunday, how are you?
Awesome. I'm doing it.
So my question to you is this: while we go for rallies, campaign, and all of that, I actually have observed that quite a number of times you enjoy engaging people one-on-one, other than holding the phone and preaching the gospel. So can you tell us what are the most common negativity or negative comments or questions that you've gotten from people so far about Sowore and AUC?
Alright, my name is Sunday, and the major thing
yesterday was Sunday, okay?
Yesterday was Sunday. The major question, poverty is in the land. So the very major question people ask is, what do you have for us? How much do you want to give us to vote? Some will even tell you, so proud, bring money, I will vote. That's the very major question.
And what usually is?
It's a very, very simple answer. I just tell them that I can see that you are working, and then usually these people are working, and that's the case. They are working so hard, and I say, okay, fine, you are working so hard. You work from 8 till 8, sometimes till 11.
Yeah.
But then again, you are still asking for money. I think you should be cursing those leaders who put you in that situation where you, after working for so long, you still have to beg for money. And then just imagine those people that put you in this situation will soon come back to you and give you 5,000 naira. Let's say they will give 5,000 naira so that you can vote for them, so that you still have to beg. It does not make any sense. Exactly. So I tell them rather that let's not deceive ourselves. They are not out to bring us out of this problem because they put us here in the first place.
Yeah.
So, and we know them. I say PDP, APC, they are the same. So the alternative we have is a young person, and that's just what I tell them basically.
Thank you. Shola, do you have a question for us?
No, thank you. Do you have any question for now?
See how this one is filming like he's sitting in one TV station. Shola is trying to take my job.
No,
I'm not understanding.
He's taking it back.
You can see.
Hi, Anderson.
Hi, Mama.
So, the current song we're playing on one of our phones here, Why Don't You Give Us Ace? It seems to be the hit track right now. Yeah. And Sowore personally, I think we played it 2 nights ago when we had our, the couch session. And it's beautiful. I like the fact that it's informative. It talks about the party, it talks about the candidates, and also the manifesto. So, what gave birth to this song?
I'll start by saying that. Don't mind me, I'm really serious. I'll start by saying that after attending one of the rally, and I had to go back home and.
Hey, she not having to do who dey?
So I had to go back home to put some things down in writing. Then I also got to go check my laptop as well to check some of the instrumentals I have to see which one I can exactly that will actually go with that will sell the brand.
How many languages?
Like 4 languages: Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and Benin. Because I'm from Edo State, so I have to pass the message to pass it.
Wow. That's
so.
Please give it up for.
Take it back! Action!
No, you are back! So,
Hi, Shola.
Thank you, Zainab.
So you have this flair for
It's always taking it personal.
You get like every time you get to an event, you're always up and about, telling people where to bump penny, you know, all that. So
he put off his shoes.
yeah, a lot of that. And I must say your stature actually helps you a lot because you know people just want to listen to you. So far, how has interacting with people been? I know naturally you can't have everyone positive. So would you say in the past months we've improved? People are now more on our side than when we just started.
Thank you, Zainab. I think by now we should be celebrating some purpose and some success of this party, to be sincere.
Yeah.
Because for those people I've reached out to, they've really showed me that Nigeria is ready, while some are not ready. And I told them that Sowore is the solution for this generation. And some of them are agreeing with me. You know, people have their different opinions about it. But you know, the problem we have is to keep on educating these people. And the reason why they didn't give us the kind of education we need is because they know the fact that we are going to come out and fight for our right one of these days. That is why the man have said it earlier, and he said it's either the election or the revolution. That is why you could see that everybody now are getting ready for the revolution and are getting ready for the election.
Thank you, Shola, our two serious presenters.
Thank you.
Talk, man!
Yeah.
You are supposed to be like the town choir.
He is a vampire.
No, you don't have somebody before town choir. That's what I said you're supposed to be. So let me say you're a Niger town choir. Those are in diaspora plus. So one of the most popular videos of you that we have is you on the streets at night screaming your lungs out.
Yes, we did that.
I mean, I gotta ask, were you paid? Maybe sure is paying you behind our back.
Well,
put it on the table, let us know now.
well, thank you for that lovely question. The same question people are asking me when I started the video, and when people said, what happened? Why are you giving yourself so much stress about this Sowore of a man? I guess you have been paid heavily.
Not even about Sowore.
No, I guess you have been paid heavily. And I said to them, I said, the most important thing about Nigeria is for us to have a working country. And so the reason why I found myself doing this is because I want a better country. So what I did was not for Sowore. What I did is for the future of the children that I have and the unborn children and for myself.
You don't born.
Yes. So we
you got my question.
we are on a live
that I am not correct.
Okay.
Talk about you don't born.
This is not part of. We are talking about the night grassroots.
Sorry then.
You see, it is when I was in that traffic, somebody whispered to me and said, "What if a car just knock you down?" And I said to that person, "What is more important to me right now as I'm here is Nigerian that is not working. That every other thing is taken care of. I don't want to care. I care less about what happened at this particular time." So what I'm trying to drive at, what I'm trying to say to Nigeria is, you don't have to be paid to fight for your country. When you know that you know, and you are sure you know that you are tired of this country, you will go to the extreme to take back your country from these oppressors. And that is what inspired me. That is what puts me in that ninth gospel for Sowore.
There's a point where in your church they already call you Sowore.
In my church they're even saying that, why don't you come and do the same thing for Jesus Christ? And I told them, I said, there's some people are called to the ministry of the gospel. I am called into the ministry of the revolution. That is where I belong. I said, you go into the world and be preaching the gospel. Let me be preaching the gospel of the revolution.
Thank you. Take it back. Take it back. Action. Then action.
No going back.
Good evening, Zainab.
Sometimes I forget that your name is Abiola.
Abiodun,
Abiodun. We call you socialist. So you've been with us on a couple of our campaign travels and all of that, and I observe you are keen more to taking the megaphone and shouting. You do have that deep voice, so people listen to you.
She's stripping for your voice, right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm married to it.
You can't sing for that voice. She has so many husbands here.
So honestly, you are one of the, so to speak, newest quote unquote travel body that we have. How has the experience been so far? As your opinion about Omoyele Sowore changed from when you just joined to now? Do you have more say?
Well, actually, nothing has changed about my opinion, on Sowore or the TIB movement or the AAC party at all. We've traveled to several regions in the country, the northwest, the south, the southeast. We are based in the southwest, and some will be going. Soon we'll be going to the north central and the northeast, and so it's the problem of Nigeria is actually ambiguous.
Yeah.
And Sowore, as I've known him,
some people don't understand that.
okay, ambiguous. It's very large, like so
Very complex.
Very complex. Even before Sowore, I knew Sowore even before he started running. Even before he started running, sometimes we've been at the barricade. Though most times I'm always at the back, and he's always on the front. But the barricade is the barricade. And the Sahara reporters have been helping in changing Nigerian government over time in 2011 and now in 2015. Although the mistake has been that we made so many mistakes, we didn't know that we were changing from bad to worse. But Sowore has never changed. He's a good person, contrary to popular belief by some people that he doesn't respect elders.
Yeah.
He's someone who has respect, even for very young people. When we see Sowore talks to us as comrades, he doesn't talk to you as my kid or my junior brother. So, that's the thing. So Sowore is not someone who doesn't have respect.
So your
It's still, yeah, it stands
okay,
still.
let me take a break with you for two reasons. I think my camera is blurry, and secondly, we have to tell people that we are not here to play. We are also here to solicit for your help. Please beg them to pay.
Donate to our campaign.
Okay, so let me take the microphone. So hi guys, please donate to this movement. Donate everyhow and every.
Enough is enough. Let us take our country back from these oppressors.
We need a lot of money.
We have been oppressed for 58 years of suffering. Are we not tired of the same husband and wife political party?
No, I even heard someone who is even a cousin to Remington.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So somebody asked the question if Omoyele Sowore has been included in the presidential debate. No, but there is a court hearing. Today is Monday now. Yes. There's a court hearing today, so if anything, you are going to hear from us. Zena, please
join us in the court.
Mwah! MJ, go to bed. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us.
You are giving them a kiss.
Huh?
You didn't just blow a kiss.
Revolutionary kiss. Revolutionary kiss.
It's because of the movement. Anything for this movement and this party.
Please let the kiss reduce.
Kilsons for this movement. Last.
Yeah.
I see you.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Nah.
So you're also one of our megaphone people, and you're like, that's you almost every day. I have video recording, so I'm doing. So first and foremost, how did you hear about the movement, and what informed your coming to join, the party full time? Because frankly speaking, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Almost everybody you're seeing here, we hardly go home. We are almost locked somewhere. I don't want to cover it, so it doesn't kill me in the morning. But then we are like almost here every time. So last, I'm sure you have parents, family, and all of that.
Yeah.
Why do you decide to join the likes of Osanli?
Actually, everybody in this movement is Osanli. You understand? But the point is, we started the movement together. Because I can say few of us, if not so many of us, have been requesting from this man right before this year I told that come with why is it that we are always protesting and protesting? We can also present a candidate. Since 2003 that Ganifa Yemi had contested under NCP, we haven't had any other credible alternative. So it is high time we presented a credible alternative amongst ourselves. You understand? So, and that was it. And the point of coming down, leaving home and all these things. Sometimes ago I read something that, can you die for your country? And do you know the response of the other pen? He said, even if you don't want to die, the country will kill you itself.
That is it. Yeah, right,
so,
bro.
what I'm trying to say in essence is this. If I am back home, fine, I would eat, sleep, and all these things. But is there social security? Is there that proper education system? Is that healthcare? See, for some weeks past, my organization, the student organization, which I happen to be the Southwest coordinator, we have been moving around the country over ASU strike. So we have to help and resuscitate this country at this point in time. So there is no sleeping. That's why we have to join our.
Thank you.
We're taking it back.
Thank you.
We are taking it back.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
Let me quickly chip in. You want to
Yes. Yeah, very quickly. There's not much time. I want to quickly say this. That about a month ago, I've been looking forward to saying this. About a month ago, one of my colleagues in school from FUTA precisely, you can search her name on Facebook. Her name is Arit Esang. May I so rest in peace. ARRIT then Esang. That's her name. What actually happened is that just about a month to our graduation, she quickly went home. I was in school doing my clearance from FUTA Akure. Then on our way home, I think the report was that about 3 vehicles were asked to stop by the police. The policeman was trying to extort the drivers, and they were in this confrontation battle. And then this trailer came from behind them. The brake lost and crushed all of them. I'm talking about a lady that was just a month away from graduation. And my message to the young persons in Nigeria is that, look at somebody that just graduated. After 5 years, I wouldn't even know whether she went to a polytechnic. That would have been another maybe 2 years in a polytechnic. That's 7 years. And she couldn't even live her dream. The picture on Facebook on our wall was just, I think, 2 days earlier from our valedictory service in the church or so. So if we're all these young people that are particularly those of us who are at home because of ASU strike, if we don't do anything about it, God forbid, you that you think you are going to resume school, it might just be you next. And that's how politicians keep picking us one after the other. So corruption, it kills.
I actually buttress what you said. So earlier I went home today and I was unfortunate that I had to witness this gruesome accident because now I can't get the image out of my head. So I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. My vehicle camera went down. Oh my god! Let me put my camera on myself. So cameramen are fighting behind me. I'm a celeb. Okay, so seriously, on the more serious note, what I saw was a dead man, face flat. It felt like he hit his face hard on the road on 3rd Mainland Bridge. And it was an apparent case of hit and run. Yeah. Now, in an advanced country, you will track down that person because there will be CCTV cameras everywhere. There will be, police stops, not so far. For a bridge as long as 3rd Mainland, and we don't have any camera, we don't have anything. That guy was actually just left there dead. It was just a couple of maybe Hausa people, all these people who just wander on that 3rd Mainland Bridge who were there to help him. And that's the kind of country we live in. And that's why we have to change the narrative. We have to be a part of the new Nigeria that we want. For young people to be dying every day, for old people to be dying because of healthcare, for our pregnant women to be scared. I mean, celebrities don't even want to give Nigeria a chance. Any small thing now, you are hearing this person is giving birth in UK, another is. It's not even entirely because of that certificate, passport again, you get. It's because they are scared of it's annoying. Our roads are horrible. Our healthcare system is dead. Our education is as in that one said, uncle, it's my show, hello. See, tell her. Yeah, keep doing that.
The poor state of our roads. In addition to what you have just raised about the poor state of our roads, I will tell you that Jimmy Agbaje who is seeking to be governor of Lagos State, shares part of this pain too, and his whole family. Part of what killed Jimmy Agbade's father was the emotional devastation of the loss of Bemi. Bemi was the only girl of the family who had finished from the University of Jos, Uni Jos, and she insisted she was going back to pick her belongings at Uni Jos. You will not believe she died within the poor section of the road leading to Jos, and that was what killed Jimmy Agbade's father. The emotional devastation of Bemi's
loss of the daughter
culminated in Jimmy Agbade's. I'm telling you for a fact.
I get you.
I'm very close to the family. I'm telling you this for a fact. This is to adumbrate the fact that if we keep silent to all of these shenanigans that our politicians over time, our fathers, won't be heading in the positive direction. As a child in Nigeria, I grew up, I don't know, I'm much older in age, and because of that advantage, I wouldn't say advantage as it were, because Nigeria has not paid me for that, but however, at some point in this country, I beheld sights of Ghanaians doing the dirty jobs. They were our migrants, they were our cleaners, even they were the prostitutes in Nigeria, and they were
British accents.
they were the best of teachers.
Yes, they were.
But how many of those Ghanaians can you find around today? The question is, at some point in Ghana's annals, they were able to find a strong leader who was able
to restructure the country,
not just restructure, but change the status quo in Ghana.
Exactly.
And for every prosperous nation you find on earth, there is always this nexus between strong leadership and the prosperity of the states. You will never be prosperous as a nation until you find a strong leadership and a strong institution.
Say that again.
And our problem as a nation is because we have not just weak institutions, but we have also suffered successive leadership disasters in Nigeria. And if you take note, since 1960, we have had a succession of failed leadership, accidental leadership. And I will prove this to you. In 1999, Obasanjo was just released from prison. He never had a blueprint to lead Nigeria. After him was, I will round up within a minute. After him was Yaradua. He was never prepared for leadership. We had another major disaster in Goodluck. He was never prepared. So this tells you that we have always kept faith to this tradition of enthroning mediocres as our leaders. And for the very first time, we have a philosopher king in Omoyele Sowore.
Yes, so.
And that was Plato's admonition, that for every society that keeps faith to enthroning mediocres as its leader, that society will always suffer untold consequences. And that is why you find we have this persistent circle of economic hardship, insecurity, mass unemployment. Just mention it. You get it?
Thank you.
And in Omoyele Sowore, we have the philosopher king. The philosopher king is the propounder of new ideas, fresh ideas. As a country, we have gotten to our wits' end. We need someone who could reorganize, who will galvanize all of these positivities in us as young people towards and putting us on the right track, trajectory of positive, enduring
Let me quickly say this, that this is the first time I've heard start to speak English like trajectory where we were. And what?
I'm so impressed. Continue.
Oh, okay. So we came to come and meet you in your locality the other day. Your Jagaban.
My boys.
So
Yes.
how has it been convincing people, for lack of better words, we call area boys or area girls, the core hi people.
Yeah, we're all together.
Watch yourselves if I don't say that. So how has it been convincing people of I don't want to say lower class, but you understand what I'm saying, those kind of people? Because I feel it's easier to tell an elite that, okay, we want to do this, this is Spicer here, did you get? They will quickly resonate, but the market woman wants to know how your security will affect her, how your infrastructure concerns her, how your health sector, do you understand? So how has it been so far explaining, or so to say, and convincing people about Omoyele Showore's gospel?
That's not easy. Same way they convince people, say me they join, take it back. Now real work, because even Nigerians, as you see them outside, so they're not ready for that change. But the guys first time inside their head, inside their skull, say, now we are not supposed to deal with this, because me, I don't tire, and it can't tire when I tire, and I carry my body come here. God say me, I ready to take her back. So now, see we say by this time, say whenever speak, when we say boys they turn up, boys they language they turn up, but me I dey take her back.
That's what my journey.
Back action. Take it back.
Okay, so
Omoyele Showore for president.
That's your own, what's it called? That's your own, I know. That's your, people stop me. What's your problem? Then I singlets.
Okay.
I'm listening to this.
So as they talk and they go, all those people, easier, because even the youth way we say, when they're supposed, they take them back with us. They are outside there killing each other, wasting each other away for nothing. Where you are supposed to take your weapon, go going, you're comparing yellow, black, red, indigo, go. Street. For my own business, say you don't go more than 16 years, and this same youth are still working for this same person for the 12. He's going for another. He has gone for 16 years. Lagos House of Assembly.
Did he do anything?
He bought one Jagloba inside of my school.
What?
Laugh for him now. He bought one Jagloba inside my school. Inside the constituency. They've done nothing for 16 years, and let me tell you, the people they follow them now still with the youth. Now with the this one, very too. That's one of the most saddest thing. That thing they sad do my mind. Any day while they say for road. So I beg, more now come out. Omoyele Showore don't give us option.
Yes.
And after 2019, if we, say this government as me I don't reach you in this life. The last government is better past the next government. I know say this white government still better for something. The next one, no, if you go suffer, you go open your port, you go cancel. Next level. So no say make all of us join on. Come Omoyele Showore. I've been able to take a lot of people back now through our own street way, because we did it on the streets. We are not too. I know your English like that. So, but sharp best me. I want to able baby.
Okay, so Anderson, you want
I think I would like to buy the idea of
take it back. Omoyele Showore for president.
I would like to buy the idea of my boss here. Because so many of us were in their house. Let's say the English with the speak since they black, they have our brain, so more come back house. I understand. Like I want please, I beg every one of us, if you be pastor, you be imam, and you be lawyer, I don't want to know the occupation where you find yourself. Try use that occupation, that profession where you do. Use and change the mindset of people. Is that time we make things work in our country?
Yes.
Is that time we actually make things work in our country?
Yeah.
We can. I don't believe in. I don't believe in that ideology of I have to travel abroad to make things work for me. Nigeria is our country. We need to really know those things that we are clamoring for. Yes, those things we are clamoring on that we want to go and enjoy over there. We can always work that out in our country. Please, I beg every one of us, hey Joe, make I kneel down. I beg. Hey Joe, don't I can take back and lower you don't know. I beg every one of us, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, comrades. Thank you, everybody. I just want to add something quickly, and the reason I want to add this very quickly is you could see the fact that today will be the first Sunday in my life that I will not go to church. And the reason
Okay, so why didn't you go to church?
The reason why I'm doing this is because I believe the fact that any agbawa ati awa odo we ka jo se papọ̀. It's not only praying. I know prayer works, but if possible we do it together, it will be very, very good. That is why I could took my own time, and decide it for this movement. For those of you that I see, you know, I didn't like politics, but I do this because of African Action Congress and because of the generation that is coming and the future of my daughter. Please, let's decide to use this our vote to take it back from them. What are we taking back? We are taking our good road back, our education back, so that it will be in a good place, so that it will be in a proper place. Any mama mi, any baba mi, any egbon mi, any aburo mi nílé ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Omoyele Sowore ní kẹ́ dìbò fún. Ìdí tá ní kẹ́ dìbò fún ni pé ó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ tó ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la rere fún wa. Ó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ tó yẹ pé a lè fi yangàn láwùjọ. Ẹ lè lọ ka àwọn ìròyìn ẹ̀ tí a ti ní tẹ́lẹ̀ sẹ́yìn o. Kẹ́rin pé Omoyele Sowore ó jẹ́ ní ta fẹ́. Thank you very much. We please vote for him.
Make I add this one. I beg you, I want us to know something today. If we don't take it back come 2019, me and you go suffer again, no.
For 40 years.
I dey beg now.
For 40 years.
They una please. Please, I'm begging. Let's take back this country. We have been oppressed for too long. 58 years of oppression. These people don't finish us. Husband and wife political party, PDP and APC. I dey beg una biko dalu. May una take back this country. We are tired of the same. Enough is enough. Enough of godfatherism politics in Nigeria. Enough of tribalism taking over our country. Let's give this country back to the person that can do it right, which is the person of Omoyele Sowore. He can do it. Let's try him. Don't tell me that he doesn't have structure. Don't tell me he don't get money. You have the money that you get. He doesn't have it. Which experience you won't make he get? But he finish school, he never get work. He said, "Man, go get experience." Not the work he will take get experience.
I wish experience I will not get
before he become Dalu. Thank you. See you in 2019.
Very, very important. I need to pass a message to our elite, our educated people who think they are so much educated and they feel Sowore, it does not, all these they are big grammar. Because frequently they ask us some questions like do the common market women know Sowore, and because of that they are not going to waste their vote and all these things. I just want to address that quickly. The point is this: I would pose this question to them. Then of what essence did you go to school at all if you allow the people you so describe as illiterate market women, if you allow their ignorant decision to determine your own political decision? Then it means you've just wasted all everything you spend. So as a matter of fact, we need you to go beyond all this pessimist way of life. We can save this country as it is now. We have a very credible option now. Nigerians, it is high time we gave the vote to whom
they go to do too. Let me even quickly change the fact that I don't believe that market women are.
Of course, they know, but some of them, you ask that questions.
We had a stopover in Bielsa.
Of course.
A posters that we had to dispense because they were ready to work. So
in fact, we met our posters there.
They're no longer ignorant. The market woman knows that the onions
they've always been conscious.
The onions
that they use it as excuse.
Right,
that's why I address that.
I get you. Socialists were going to
say. Okay, I wanted to point out some things. You know, some people were making. I saw some comments here about speak Igbo, speak Hausa. I know you're Yoruba. No, the truth is that it's it's unfortunate that all of us here are Yorubas tonight. Our Igbo brothers and Hausa brothers are not around. So even if some of you who could speak Igbo, Hausa, Calabar, Efik, yes. If you are here, you could join us. The party is open, the movement is open for everyone, and do your part. That's
based on that is why we have the side where you create a 60 seconds video in your mother tongue, telling people why they need to vote on Omoyele Sowore and AAC party. So far, I think we've had in Edo, we've had in Igbo, we've had in Pidgin, we've had in Yoruba,
we've had in Ijebu,
Hausa. Exactly. So that's the whole idea.
So unlike Sheon, I'm not as churchy as he is, and probably I hold the world's poorest church attendance record. I've not been to church in the last 6 years, and by faith, I survived a fatal accident this year. I wouldn't know for what reason God has kept me. But for whatever reasons, I want to make it clear that I'm not a atheist in nature. But this is what we're saying. The task of nation building should be a collective effort. And it is because over time we have not collectivized all of these concerns. That is why we have to suffer as a people. That is why we have to suffer as Nigerians. I listened to Mitchell's valedictory service in the White House.
Obama, right?
Yes, and I was almost moved to tears. He spoke to the American youth and about the youth lending their voice to national discourse. And you know what I find in Nigeria is because the preponderance of our youth population don't know. Reading culture in Nigeria has died a long time ago. Youth who should be drivers of the political system have this gross apathy towards politics. And why? Because you find a lot of Nigerian youths who had passed through the university system have not been raised in the culture of leaders. And we are called the future leaders. The collegiate purpose of the university is to form, mold leadership. Yes. But you find at the university you are told not to question professorial immunity, you are told not to question, and that is why we are nurtured as slaves. And that is why you find pockets, not just pockets, but preponderance of social misfits as our leaders. And things are about to change. Omoyele Sowore, as he has called himself, disruptor of the political space of everywhere. Not just that, he has actually disrupted. And I tell you, I am a graduate of political science. And really, 2019 should be termed within political understanding as another republic. You know why? Omoyele Sowore has made it clear to us that the son of a nobody, irrespective of circumstances of birth, who are sent to the #1 position in the land. And that is, Nigeria will only move forward the day the son of a carpenter, the day the son of a shoe shiner, the day the son of a mechanic with the requisite educational qualifications and whatever qualifications becomes the president of Nigeria. That is the day Nigeria will start moving forward. Yeah, exactly. And this is what we are saying. Nigeria should work for all. I have a friend who works in CBN, Central Bank of Abuja. The friend confided as much in me that there is a sixth floor in CBN that is reserved for the sons and daughters of those who have not just the economic but political consequence in Nigeria. And you know what? That even if you bring to the table first class honors from wherever in the world, if your dad is not one Saraki somewhere, if your dad is one Atiku somewhere, if your dad is one, you will never rise to that 6th floor in Abuja. That is, Nigeria is divided along not just ethnic, but gerontocratic interests. The Obasanjos, the Atikus, the Yaraduas, they own Nigeria. So it is about time we fought and reclaim Nigeria.
Say that again.
Nigeria, it is about time we fought and reclaim Nigeria from all of these jagas, all of these jagabans, all of these thieves.
Yes.
Let us reclaim. The Take It Back project is a reclamation project to reclaim Nigeria and make Nigeria work for us.
Yes.
At a time, we all enjoyed Nigeria. Public education, we at a time in Nigeria, because I speak as a product of public schools all my life. My primary school was public school. Secondary school was public school. Universities, I attended Obafemi Awolowo University and University of Lagos. Those were the years where the best of Nigerian teachers, lecturers were found in public service. What happened? What happened to public schools? The moment Nigerian politicians started owning licenses to
own their own
universities,
yes.
that precipitated the death
Purpose of education.
of the quality of education in public schools. And it is deliberate. They know that once you are liberated, you won't be subservient to them. And that is why they want to keep us in this perpetual slavery. And that is why we have to rise and stand up and fight for our rights. As Bob Marley has said, please let us take Nigeria back. But it is unfortunate that the greater danger to this project, to this effort of nation building, is not the older generations, but we, the younger generation. It is unfortunate. We have, in the course of this electioneering campaign, I've had cause to speak to as many people as possible. But you know what? When I speak to the older generation, they have this ready acceptance. They have this impressionable mind towards our movement. But you have to double your efforts to talk to a younger person and to even convince that younger person. A whole lot of them have told me, go and die. You probably have been paid. It's maddening. It's sickening.
It may suffice to say that, I'm sorry, just like you said that you enjoyed Nigeria. It's not all these people who knew what, seriously, Shino.
And that's
it's not a lot of these people who actually, had the opportunity to enjoy the kind of Nigeria that you enjoy. So once you there's nothing to compare with, you can't expect them to understand that. God, I need to put this right now. You can't expect them to understand that, this is the person for them, this is what they're doing wrong, or what have you. Make it short.
Yes. Because of that opportunity, the privilege you talked about education, and also the question here, someone said, is any of us SUG? Yeah, there are many of us who belong to the student. Like I said, I held Southwest Nigerian this thing, and a lot of us have also been to prison upon challenging our lecturers on campuses. So to capture it all, you see, our campuses have been turned to where fools are bred. You understand? We don't have educated students alone. We just have schooling students. So it's very, very appalling. But we are trying our best to make sure we liberate the mind of these students, because most times they don't even have any self-dignity again.
Yes.
If you tell them, let us go and fight for this, that I'm using the campus as a microcosm of my instance. If you tell them this thing should be free, they will tell you why should it be free? Because they do not know what their right is, and that kind of person, you now tell him to come and support this kind of movement. But we are actually trying, and a degree of them, and that is why very unfortunate that Comrade Adeyeye Olonfenmi and Soyolu Juwon, who happens to be the head of the student unit, are not here. We have Sowore on campus across the 36 states of the country. We have a Sowore of camp on campus where students on each campuses hold meeting, deliberate, and push forward. So thank you very much.
Yes, very quickly, I have some questions that I have to answer. We forgot about Allied Prize. I think we've all nominated. We've not done our part.
What about?
Allied Prize. Okay, so there's this website we're going to put on all of our platforms. I don't know much about the organization. They have nominations open for people who we think are heroic, whether for fighting for justice or corruption or whatever makes them, you know, different or special. So we're going to put the site on, and the idea is for all of us to go there and nominate Omoyele Sowore. You're going to have to put down Sowore's what do you call that? Contact, yes, profile, you know, his full name, his Gmail account we're going to make available, and then where he's staying and all of that. So you give reasons why you think Omoyele Sowore deserves to be awarded. So why are we asking you to nominate? In fact, I hope I don't lose my job on this because Omoyele Sowore doesn't know I'm doing this. But why are we asking you to nominate? Is because there's a prize to be won if, you know, he emerges the winner, and the money can actually do something with our, you know, in our campaign. So please, if you cannot donate right now because of one reason or the other, at least do this for us. Just go online, nominate, and subsequently we have to vote him, you know, exactly, share to win. Also, his name is Tommy. I know, for everybody who has, you know, been asking, we call him Sati here. And Oshe Austin, no, Omoyele Sowore has not been included in the debate. If, you know, the info was true, you would have heard on other platforms, such as, I'm sure channels will even be the first because of what we've caused them to just, you know, make it known. So, but there's going to be a court hearing later today, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe the judge will rule in our favor. So most importantly, again, please donate to this campaign. It doesn't have to be cash. You can donate stickers. Please let me pass flyer. Stickers, flyers. See, we give people this when we go out for, you know, campaign. We have t-shirts. Okay, this is one t-shirt that Tope has one.
The t-shirt is run out.
This is another one that Socialist has 111. So you can donate.
Take it back.
Exactly.
But instead of take it back, you put AAC.
So you can donate t-shirts, you can donate face cap, you can donate anything and everything that you know is going to help our campaign. Sadly, we have to sleep, so make it sharp.
To say this online, someone 2 days ago on my streets donated 10,000 naira to us. That is AAC Asheshe Mweba for chapter.
Okay.
And after he had made the 10,000 naira donation, Dr. Lesky also donated 15,000 naira to us.
Thank you, Dr. Leslie.
Yes, and the man, he calls himself pastor, and he said he was part of those who received Sowore in South Africa. So please help me thank him.
We are thanking you.
Thanking you.
Pastor, how much have you donated?
Don't worry.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys. I did that. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing close to 1 hour with every one of you. Austin, I hope I answered your questions. And yes, we'll try to have more people of other languages here, so we'll make it interesting. Apparently, we're saying some deep Yoruba that some of our people could not comprehend, so we apologize for that. And most importantly, turn on post notification, keep spreading the word. And I was going to say something again. Yes, we are still doing the GET package, you know, where you gather, engage, and target people to discuss Sowore in 10s, 2s, 100s, and you engage them and speak the gospel, and then you get back their info so that, you know, we can contact them when voting comes. Thank you so much, guys. AAC,
take it back,
take it back,
action.
AAC,
take it back,
take it back,
action.
Solidarity
forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
Freedom cometh
by struggle. Freedom come by struggle. By struggle. Freedom come.